Thank you very much. I am deeply concerned about the current model of assessment of social impacts of the proposed biosolids energy centre on Viewfield Road, Esquimalt. Referring to the report to Core Area Wastewater Treatment Program Commission, I wish in particular to address the Commission to learn more about the evaluation of social impacts to the communities of Victoria West and Esquimalt of the proposed BEC site as it conforms to the design, build, finance, operate alternative procurement model being proposed and implemented by the CAWTP. I would like to know what role advisors will play in ensuring that the DBFO model takes important social factors into consideration. The 2010 Westland Report on land suitability for a biosolids facility in the core area of the Capital Region District, commissioned by the CRD, concludes that, and I quote, "Neighbourhood centres are intended to be the focal point of the local community. The location of a biosolids facility in these areas would not be consistent with the intended land use form and function. And operation of a biosolids facility would not be functionally compatible with a residential neighbourhood," end quote. The Viewfield site in particular is located directly adjacent to land that the report deems least compatible for sewage treatment development. The Viewfield site itself is only somewhat compatible and pales in comparison to compatibility requirements offered by other sites located in Metchosin, Langford, and Saanich. According to a study commissioned by the Canadian Council of Ministers of the Environment, municipal biosolids from anaerobic digestion had a more offensive odor than pig manure, making it the most offensive smell indexed by the Council. In fact, of the 4 biosolids treatment measures presented in the study, odor from anaerobic facilities was presented as the most offensive to study participants. The CRD's own study rates the odor hazard of the BEC as severe to extreme and compared the primary sewage sites proposed for McLaughlin Point, which was indexed as moderate. Furthermore, the federal guidance document makes a number of suggestions for the development of municipal guidelines that take into account social, economic, environmental, and health impacts of municipal biosolids treatment. Major criteria for considering the social impacts of facilities include proximity to the proposed site to neighboring land uses, which would include proximity to property put to residential, commercial, religious, and educational purposes. In fact, the document specifies that the impact to nearby residents needs to be taken into account when planning biosolids treatment facilities. As it stands, the proposed BEC site on Viewfield Road sits within a 600-meter radius of several hundred single and multifamily residential units, at least 1 grocery store, 3 bakeries, several coffee shops, 3 public schools, at least 3 daycares, a Montessori preschool, 4 community gardens, 2 churches, several restaurants, 3 pharmacies, a community center, a community baseball diamond, at least 3 playing fields, 9 playgrounds, and 4 public parks. And yet, the CRD's numerical scoring metric for the site selection merely monetizes the social impacts of a potential BEC site by considering a random 25% depreciation in property values. This system fails to account for the potential social and economic devastation to a set of lively central neighbourhoods and does not consider important selection criteria advised by the guidelines set forth by either the Ministers of the Environment or the 2010 Westland Report, which the CRD itself commissioned. The simple monetizing criteria used by the CRD in its selection process blatantly ignores all of the other impacts of the social standards affecting community well-being and quality of life that the building of a noxious, extremely odoriferous secondary sewage treatment site on this location might have on the communities of Esquimalt and Vic West. In closing, when liaising with the public, the Canadian Council of the Ministers of the Environment advises that municipalities obtain and retain stakeholder trust and acceptance of beneficial use of wastewater in a crucial element, or which is a crucial element in sustaining a beneficial use program. In this regard, I feel the CRD has failed. This is not an issue of not in my backyard, but of not in anyone's backyard. Thank you very much for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Ash. Are there any questions for Ms. Ash from the Commission members at this time? Hearing none, thank you.